unfortunate because I mean, I don't really know what there was to be gained from it. Like I said, it wasn't technically a quest to begin with, I don't think.
Looks like rain.
All I do know is that it looks like rain. So I think in that case, let's head back and let's go with Hjalmar. I mean, technically, I do believe we could just use fast travel and immediately teleport back, but that's, you know, that defeats the purpose a bit, right? When we went on a glorious journey to this dangerous and mysterious island with the potentially lost prince, or at least a ruler, sort of, son, and it would, you know, not be nearly as dramatic if we just teleported back. That would kind of, you know, not be cool enough. You gotta make it look good. It's one thing to do the job, but you also need to make it look good. Sure, that is, yes, Siren, but it's not really what we're looking to do. We don't really need to pick fights with you right now. Pretty sure this is the area we're looking for, but it may be worth double checking our map. And there are some boats. Or does Hjalmar, if we don't say, hey, we want to leave with you right now, does he basically just say, all right, peace, I'm out. Geralt, go do your thing, and I'm not going to wait for you. I thought he said I was going to wait for you by the boats. But, well, we are at the boats, and I don't see you. So I think you abandoned us. I'm pretty sure you abandoned us. In which case, take back everything that I just said. We are absolutely going to fast travel back onto Ardskellig. You saw nothing. Okay, so, I mean, I'm not actually sure that we... Well, let's immediately talk to the merchant. We've plenty of things we want to... No, not buy. Sell.
Show me your wares.
So... I mean, we ideally aren't selling weapons to you. We'd like to sell other more junky things like bad horse blinders, and we have several of those, and bad saddles, and also say things like hides, and that's gonna weigh us down a bit because I think we've started to accumulate a fair bit of those. We even have ashes, fair number of those. We don't want to sell the shells, but if we say, what else can we sell? The valuable fossils that are worth almost nothing, maybe. Nah, more like the white wolf hides. How much money do you have? And not much remaining. So we could sell you one of these, and that would just about do it. So maybe we leave it at that then. Oh, and I didn't really want to pick this up. I do remember that I was saying when we did pick it up, this is mostly just a waste of space, and I forgot to drop it, but okay, we did get rid of some of our weight, yes, and get some coins back. But what we really want here is to find a weaponsmith. I think there is one down here, or some kind of specialist. Sell some weapons and armor. Whoop. Did you go to sleep though? I mean, it is 2:27 a.m., but seriously, dude, like, come on. Whatever happened to customer service, am I right? Okay, let's meditate in that case, because I really do think we want to sell a lot of our stuff here. Then we may even head immediately back over to an entirely different island. So we've done not quite everything on Ardskellig. We do still have some of the northern parts of the island that have remained largely unexplored. But Saris, of course we just rescued Hjalmar, but Saris might be next on our list, and she is going to an entirely different island.
White wolf.
Okay, so let's trade.
Look at your wares.
I mean, it's not really that we want to buy stuff as much as we just want to sell a bunch of things to you, and you have 700 coins, which is decent. I think we do want to sell these pants because they're heavy armor, and we aren't really using heavy armor. Many of our other chest plates, get rid of those. These are going to be some of the heavier things. Keep the fancy armor, or fancy clothes, really. Assassin's trousers, I do still like. They are high enough level that these are potentially worth using. So I think we'll hold on to those, and if we find that, you know, our existing pants get really beat up and we're considering either repairing or switching, then we might use that to switch. We have a bunch of junk weapons, and some of those I think are good to sell. Although, what is this one? The Riot Brigade sword. I thought we might have experimented with that earlier. That might be able to break down into slightly better materials. Oh, and you are broke now. So it might be worth looking into that now. Let's try that. Let's see, so dismantle. This for some silver ingots. And then, not the Velen longsword, but this. Dark steel. Better than normal steel. Is it worth 58 coins? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, it does allow us to turn around and sell you other junk. So, in some ways, for convenience sake, it is nice. Let's break these down, I think. Ones that give us the silver ingots, sure. And then this too for the dark steel. Now you have some coins. We can go back to selling you stuff. And we can just dump off the remaining junk. This one. Dwarven sword can be good because, yeah, it is usually very crit-centric. So this is, in many ways, the type of sword that we really want to have, just a higher level, or if it comes in epic rarity, which I'm not sure it does, then that would be great, but it's also worth 315, which is not bad at all. Well, you can't even afford that, of course. Can you afford anything else? Can we sell you furs and whatnot, or do you not buy that? I don't think you buy that. We'll buy crafting materials. Let's sell a little bit of that. Let's dump a bit. We have certainly accumulated our fair share at this point. Monster bone, plenty of that. There we go. Okay. I think that's a lot better. But yeah, we were picking up things like... What was it? It was specifically nails for the crazy guy. And we were picking up a lot of nails. Trying to make sure to give him the stuff, but unfortunately, he disappeared on us. Went up and left. Maybe it's still possible, in which case I suppose, sure, let me know, and maybe unlikely we'd make a trip back to Unvik specifically and exclusively for that, but as we were saying before, we might find ourselves back over there on a future occasion for other reasons at some point. So, as for what is next on our list, let's check out what quests remain. What is this one? Oh, we got a note about this or something? On the coast of Ard Skellig. Gerald ran into a warrior. Well, he stopped running before he hit the young man, but I believe you get the drift. Dear reader, at any rate, the point of my story was not that he ran up to, not into, this said warrior, but the warrior was besieged by pirates at the time. Gerald helped him fight off his attackers and listened, with only a slight amount of Witcher impatience, to his story, which was as follows. The man's sister had been kidnapped by pirates, not unlike the ones that he had just faced, and was determined to track her down, even if it meant searching all the isles in the Skellige archipelago. Thank Geralt for his help in dealing with one of what would surely be many patches of pirate trouble, and continued on his path. Where is this? This is... oh, all the way over in Hindersfjall. Okay, so that's definitely not something we're doing now. We will eventually go there for sure, but that is where the main quest is, and thinking we probably... I mean, I was thinking we'd go for Ceres next. Maybe a little bit on Ard Skellig, depending on if there's anything that is plain and simple, you know, right here that we can just check off our list. But, or anything that really jumps off the page at us. That would be this one. And then Black Pearl. Oh, this we just need to go back to Novigrad to cash that one in. Go to Faro. Is a different island. Which one is that? It is down to the right. It is pretty small. Like, this could theoretically be a fairly quick one. We compare that to the size of Unvik. What, like a third, maybe even just a quarter the size of Unvik over here? So, and unfortunately I can't zoom out more, so I can't really see them both simultaneously all that easily. There you go. But, trying to gauge what order in which we want to do these here, the various other islands, because I think we've done most of Unvik, and, you know, we'll go back around and boat to some of the question marks, or go back to this tower here later on and see if we can find the mystery, or the crazy mystery man who has disappeared on us. But do we feel like we could get this done and then still go over to, I think, this is where Saris is? I think this will be where Saris is. For Master Armors, we actually did do this quest unexpectedly. This was also on Unvik, but that would be, I think, Novigrad is again where this one goes. Oh, hold on. Or no, it is Velen, not Novigrad, technically speaking. But then this is, that's the one we were looking at Faro. That's totally different. That's Heart of Stone. Don't want to do that yet. High Stakes. We're still waiting on that. Those which are contracts. Have we gained any levels since we got back from Unvik? I don't remember. Well, this one, despite saying it's level 27, which would potentially be a good fit, was actually a level 35 enemy. So this would potentially be a good fit for us if it was actually the level that it said it was, which it isn't. What about treasure hunts? Those we've happened across on a few occasions. Coincidentally, okay, that's not really... I mean, that's a small island, so we probably could finish this island very quickly, but don't know if we have many other reasons to go there just yet, so we might want to wait on that. So yeah, I think we just go for Saris. I'm thinking there aren't many other islands besides Saris's island, Hindersfjall, and then the little thing on Faro, which is probably the quickest and easiest of the islands, or I don't know easiest, but I think we go for this. Ask Udalric where Saris is. Is that on the island that I was thinking? Yes. Now, we do have a fast travel spot there, so tell you what, I mean, we could just immediately teleport there. We don't need to do the fancy schmancy, get a boat and then try to navigate the dangerous tides and rocky shorelines and siren infestations on the way to Unvik. So I guess this one is just a simple, hey, what's up? Don't mind us as we teleport to a distant Skellige island. So I guess let's just make it happen then. Can you hop that, Carol? Sure. Why not?
Come and treat the yard with me. It'll be easier going.
I thought the fast travel spot was up here. Yes, it is. Okay, good. There you are.
You!
Who, me? No. Okay, so, totally different island. I don't think we have as much information about this one relative to Unvik, where it's supposedly this big, dangerous, scary island that nobody wants to go to. This one, I think what we do know is that there's some kind of curse involved in what Saris is trying to do. That's about it, though. We'll see what we run into. Hello. Skellige Islands, I already missed what it said. Ask that person where Saris is. There's also perhaps a notice board. I thought I saw a notice board for a second there. Thought I did. Hold on. Hydration is key. Okay. Then I thought there was a notice board here. There is. Okay, let's go there first, because that could give us better indication of what else to expect around here.
Respect
Come for a
Richard.
reason? Or just to visit?
What?
Must have a matter.
Rockvar is apparently the clan. I think we heard some people on Moonvik referring to that. Oh, well, this is the opposite direction from the place where I put the marker. But yeah, I think we've heard some of the people on Unvik referring to this clan before. Dalmer did, I think, but don't know much about them, really. That is what I'm looking for. Yes, the notice board. Thank you. What will we find? Need men for a raid. I'm Ardvar, known as the Head Hunter, and I'm looking for brave warriors for a raid against Nilfgaard. Ooh, really? That's ambitious. Successful candidates must have raiding experience and a good grasp of close combat. Why raid with me? You will either return with loads of loot, or else Scald will sing of your heroic death. Truth healer. I heal aching teeth. I believe that is called a dentist, although those probably are few and far between in this day and age. If my healing fails, I'll pull them out painlessly and for free. Thanks, but no thanks. Request for druids. A circle of druids asks the brave warriors of Clan Rockvar to suspend fishing for tuna, at least until their spawning season ends. Reasonable enough. Damaged dike. The dike that protects us from floods was seriously damaged during the last storms. All who can work should help repair it. Council of Elders, okay. The enemy never sleeps. Our guards have warned us of spies from Nilfgaard, the northern kingdoms in our midst. Drag anyone acting suspicious to the Jarl. So this is... I'm just noticing there's a lot more mention of Nilfgaard here than there was in any of the other islands, at least based on this notice board. This is one of the northernmost of the islands, and I think Skellige, for the most part, it's like south and east of the mainland. So that would mean that from a northerly standpoint, these guys are perhaps closer to some of the other, the continent, so to speak. But you'd really need to be further east as well to be the single closest island, so okay. Not sure that explains too much as to why you'd be one of the primary targets. I mean, you're still on the outer edge of the islands, I suppose. To anyone who might know anything, Niles from our village, he disappeared. It's been many a day now, and he's still nowhere to be seen. So if you know what's become of him, don't keep it to yourself. Come see me and let me know, even if the truth's grim and dark. My sister, Britt, was his betrothed. She's going out of her mind with worry, crying seas of tears and such. I swear to Hemdall, whoever brings me news will get an honorable reward. Okay, so undiscovered locations, we should definitely get those. Any direct quests doesn't seem like it. That does mean we should get a lot more question marks around here. And we got a few, but I think that generally speaking, I'm expecting these smaller islands to have fewer things for us to do on them, so I think that for the most part, they're going to be much quicker. That is, to a certain extent, what we saw with Unvik. I mean, Unvik was definitely quicker than Ard-Skellig. We're still not done with Ard-Skellig. But this might even be quicker than Unvik. There's a blacksmith as well. This is technically where we are looking to go, but why don't we just take a little bit of time here to explore a bit around the village.
God damn the dogs, you don't look like one to haggle.
I guess not. I am one to play cards, though. That is clever. I almost wanted to just go straight into that and not even look at what you have to sell, just to keep that that witty remark. You're selling a bunch of pelts, which is not cool. We are the one who sells pelts. You are the one who buys the pelts, I believe is what you were saying to us. Because we do have a few of those that we'd like to part ways with. Say these, that's worth 80, that's not bad. 36, how many coins did you have? Enough to buy this, at least so far. And the music has changed as well, which is really nice. I like how it seems as though, at least so far, all the different islands we've gone to have had different pieces of music, which has made it feel a lot different as soon as we get there. It doesn't seem like it's just the same old type of thing, largely because of the new music. And it's helped set the tone. Like, the Unvik music was grim, dark, and mysterious, whereas this is much more calm and pleasant, peaceful. And I would like to believe that means that maybe we'll have this place be a little bit more calm and peaceful, but that remains to be seen. It's probably not going to be that straightforward, right? Let's play you a Quent, though.
Don't know that I'm gonna buy anything, but I sure wouldn't mind a few rounds
We'll
of
sell a
rent.
bunch of things. We will do that much. Okay, so let's... You are a random person. So in theory, that means that we may not need to lean on Northern Realms, so... it's been a while since we last played Quent, so I don't remember what we've used most recently. Been doing mostly Nilfgaard and Scoia'tael as of late. I feel like maybe Nilfgaard was a little bit more recent than Scoia'tael. So I'm leaning towards Scoia'tael, but I could definitely be wrong about that. It's been long enough that I don't know. So let's just do it. So you are also Scoia'tael, and our opponent will go first. Okay, let's see. We have a Scorch, melee nerf, siege nerf, 1 medic, 1 muster. That is the way we want that to work. People we can play in either row, and then Yennefer is a hero who can revive someone. Saskia is a hero who just has 10 strength, and Ciri is a little bit better than that. So, I mean, this isn't bad, but I'm thinking I'm not loving the siege nerf. Actually, let me see. Melee and siege, technically speaking, we do have some cards that would go or can go in the melee row. Certainly the muster would. And some cards that go in either range or melee. We don't have anything in siege, so siege is actually pretty darn safe to nerf. So in some ways we would prefer hold on to this so we don't hurt ourselves. However, I think our opponent is also, of course, Scoia'tael, and is unlikely to have a lot going on in siege. I think they're mostly going to be either melee or range. So I think this is probably on the high end better, on the low end worse, because we could hurt ourselves. This is on the high end not as good, because our opponent might not have much in the siege row, but on the low end, not as bad, because we won't be hurting ourselves, or at least very little chance of that happening. So, I mean, let's try swapping this. Okay, we get another agile unit. Let's try swapping this out as well. We got a decoy, which with a medic is not a bad thing. Let's see. So, opponent plays a 5 strength unit. We do have a Scorch, and so I think what we could do is, especially when our opponent has a 5 strength unit out there, let's deliberately try to set up our own Scorch by playing units that are lower than 5. So let's play our muster. That is pretty strong. Bring all these in. And that's up to a 9. So we pass our opponent here. Okay, they're going to double. It's not bad. It means now suddenly a Scorch would be worth twice as much as it was last time around. But I still think we certainly have a chance of getting rid of multiple cards in this row if we can just be a little bit patient with it. Question then would be, what do we play to bide time? Because we don't want it to be anything higher than a 5, unless it's a hero, which would be a somewhat significant commitment, but I think I'm okay throwing down Saskia. And I'm hoping that our opponent does play a bunch of 5 strength melee units now. Ooh, well, hold on. You have 10 strength. May not have been the source of 10 strength I was expecting, but we could destroy both of you with a Scorch. So I think this is probably what we're looking for. I mean, we could get greedy and see if we can wait it out and get even more, but I think with this play here, that is still enough value from the Scorch, especially because Milva not only has 10 strength, but also gives +1 to all the units in the row, which, I mean, there aren't any other units now, but presumably our opponent will be playing those soon. I think this is definitely a strong play here. And, I mean, there's a chance that our opponent plays something with 11 strength or 6 that gets doubled into 12 in the melee row, in which case this goes down from 20 in total to just 12. Let's do this. I'd like to believe our opponent might pass here. No? Okay, so that gets doubled into a 6 apiece, which is still lower than us. And it wouldn't have been scorched anyway, so I think our timing was still good there. So I'm a little tempted to pass here, because what that means is that if our opponent wants to take round 1, they will need to go down 2 cards, which is pretty significant. Then also, what is their leader ability? Is it the one that gives them an additional card to start off with? Yeah, so even though they started with an additional card, they're still down 1 card, and our leader ability is double range, which doesn't do anything special when we have just a hero in there. So I think we pass here. If our opponent wants to win this round, they certainly can, but they'll need to go down 2, in many ways, even 3 cards, because we also have a leader ability on them. Or maybe they'll just give us round 1. I kind of doubt that when we're only winning by 1, but that's the advantage of having that slight type of victory, or slight lead. Because, yeah, now they're super over-investing. They play your Veth, which is 10 strength, then they decoy to get back a muster card, except those remaining musters will be in their graveyards. They can't summon them back, so I don't really think that's probably even a waste of decoy. That muster will definitely be better. And now we could even... Oh, no, I was going to say we could even immediately pass and just have them overinvested in this round. But no, we did, in fact, allow them to win in round 1. So we have to win this round. That much is true. So, I'm leaning toward hero here. Dude, let's just double check. We do have a medic. Who will we bring back with that medic? Bringing back a muster unit is not great, because we only get 1 of the 3 out of it, and that's not a lot. So I think we do want to play one of you here, and we'll play you in the range row in case we end up wanting to use our leader ability this go round. I'm thinking we want to just get a little bit of strength out there and get a short round here, take a victory in this, and then save more of our cards for round 3. Okay, if you have medics, though, that does get a little bit concerning. Ooh, especially if it's Milva you're bringing back. She is very strong. We might need to go pretty hard in that case in this round. And maybe go all of our agile units in range, double them with our leader ability. We hope that our opponent doesn't have Scorch, because if they do, then that's going to be pretty catastrophic. Because that's going to be able to get numerous cards. We do have some medics, yes. But if they do Scorch, then suddenly we have to play all of our medics in this round as well. And I was thinking that'd probably be a round 3 type of thing. So, fingers crossed they don't... Oh, and I played it in the wrong row. Which is unfortunate, because now... I mean, we'll play this in the range row. And we will still need to double the range row. But, let's see, it could have been, what? I suppose either way, even if we had played this card in the range row, we would have been 12 in this row. Using our leader ability would have doubled this up to 24, still wouldn't have been enough, so we still would have had to have played another card. So, in the end, it didn't make a huge difference. Still would have taken us this many cards to get the job done. So, I mean, we can't decoy out of any of this. We'll probably end up using the decoy in round 3 to double play the medic. We still have card advantage, and we have a couple of medics, so that's not bad either. And we do have several strong cards we can bring back with those medics. So, is there any reason why we'd want to use you before you? I mean, Scorch would be the primary way in which you could get destroyed, but you have 0 strength, so it's not going to happen. Yennefer is obviously immune to it because she's a hero. I think we do this. Yeah. Do this. Bring you back. And this time round, it shouldn't matter which row we play you in. Unless and until we see our opponent... Oh, in fact... Oh, they're going to come back in the same row in which we played them. Okay. You also have a healer. Yeah, if our opponent has any source of... I'm playing Milva. If our opponent has any source of the nerfs, then that's going to be a little bit concerning, because then they can shut us down a bit. And that would be the kind of situation in which we'd like to be able to have the flexibility of adjusting which row we put these cards in, but we can't. There's the muster card that you brought back into your hand, but there you see why bringing a muster card back from your graveyard is not great, because it doesn't actually have the chance to trigger the muster. The other cards that you would be mustering are now in your graveyard, and they will stay there. So, well, the thing is, that might be our fate here. No, we still have some of the agile units that are 6 strength. We'll bring one of them back with round 2 of this healer here, and it doesn't really matter which one we do. We definitely didn't play all of you in the melee row, though. Oh, and now, oh, you scorched like that, and then you pass. So we will have enough strength, just from Ciri and Yennefer alone, but that does hurt, especially when I thought that card was going to get played in the range row. But, okay. We do this, and we say, hold on just a second. I want this card back. And then we go Siri, and then she gets us up to 28. And so Siri will give us the victory. But that was a little closer than it should have been. Let's see what we get. The crowns, any cards? Raucous Behemoth. Let's check it out. Raucous Behemoth. It is obviously monsters. And oh, okay. 6 strength and muster. That I'm not sure we have any other Raucous muster with it, but 6 strength by itself is already one of our better monster cards, because monsters is still okay. There is a normal Raucous, okay. There's at least a little bit of muster. Intriga doesn't get muster with a Raucous. That's different, right? I think. Oh yeah, this doesn't even have muster ability next to it. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, that's a decent pickup for monsters. Like I said, monsters is still a little bit desperate. We take this? I think we can. Don't seem to be getting angry at us, so sure. And anything else? Random skeletons. You guys?
What are you looking for? Amber?
Just exploring the area, really. Kevin.
What's your step?
What gives, Kevin? We're gonna be talking to you on a later date, aren't we? I'm almost certain of that. How do I know? Just intuition, really. Just intuition. Let's see, and then is there even anything to loot back here? I'm not sure there is. Well, this is lootable. Come on. Going to catch us in the act. Fine. Back here? I mean, compared to where Hjalmar went, this place does in fact seem so much more, well, I mean, it's nice. It's quaint. That's how I describe it. It just seems quaint. And that is very much not what happened on Undvik, or how things felt. Ooh. Ooh, what do you think? So, at least at the moment, this seems like a much safer trip, adventure that Saris opted to go on, relative to what Hjalmar went for, but then again, we may not have seen much of anything just yet. This is a little more out in the open, so I'm a little bit more concerned about trying to steal this. Like, that is a guard as well. Yeah. No, I was trying to talk to you, actually. Not steal that. This is exactly the opposite of what I meant to do. Legitimately. Okay. Anyone else here to chat with? Potentially loot, but maybe we don't push our luck after that near run-in with the guard and this guard again. Okay, so a little surprised that notice board still seems to be lighting up a bit. Huh?
Stay out of trouble.
There's no more here. There is. Huh? Yes, absolutely. Huh? Are there 2 notice boards here? We just read from a notice board, did we not? But this definitely has new stuff, including things that look like they might give us quests. Warning to the menfolk. I'm warning all our village's menfolk that if I hear another one whistling or shouting comments about my looks, I'll punch him in the gob so hard I won't be able to whistle till next winter. Viola. You show him, Viola. Excellent kites. Need a gift for your child? Come to Burgar, the hunchback, and buy his most excellent kites, made from strips of wood and swim bladder. Oh, okay. Our warriors return. Our longships are due to return in the coming days. Scouts have brought word of the raid's success. Be ready to honor our clan's heroes. Huh. Okay, so I mean, we've heard people say this before that, I mean, obviously there's plenty of raiding happening in Skellige, but the fact that they are just so openly acknowledging the fact that, hey, that's a crucial part of what we do here, is interesting. They just accept it. It's just common practice that, hey, yeah, you know, some of our warriors are out. They're going to steal from a bunch of people, but they'll be back soon. We're expecting them to be back soon, and it's going to be glorious. They're going to give us a bunch of great stuff. Okay, and Stars Bode Hill. First I thought that said Stars Bode 3, and I was like, huh? It's a book series or something? Diviner Hjort read a warning in the stars. Dark times are coming. Every son and daughter of Clan Rockbar should give offerings to Freya and ask for her aid. Whoever does not fulfill this duty will be flogged on Jarl Udalric's orders. Okay. Wangar's execution. Might be Vangar? Vangar, known as the Blasphemer, oh, okay, was executed for insulting the Great Mother, Goddess Freya. How dare he? Okay, we have also heard a fair bit about people praising Freya, the goddess, who I think at one point in time we heard people referring to that as a bit of a cult. Although this was a while ago. I think we even heard it initially from a book that we read in Bellin or potentially Novigrad. But now that we've been on Skellige, we actually haven't seen much mention of it. So it seems like now that we are on this island in particular, we've heard it a lot more. So I wonder if maybe this is sort of the center of all that. The most devout of the Freya worshippers. So his obscene tongue was burnt in the temple's hearth fire, and his mouth was given to vipers. Oh, lovely. May his fate serve as a warning to those who dare spew filth about our heavenly mother. Contract. This will certainly give us a quest. Niles' disappearance. To anyone who might know anything. Yeah, didn't we see something like this before? Niles from our village. He disappeared. It's been many a day now, and he's still nowhere to be seen. If you know what's become of him, don't keep it to yourself. Come see me and let me know, even if the truth's grim and dark. My sister, Brit, was his betrothed. Yeah, we've definitely read this, and it didn't give us a quest. Huh? I didn't think. That's Kevin? We even saw Kevin. What? It's weird. We totally read about that before. Curious what level that is? Another thing that I wonder is if, generally speaking, there is sort of an order in which you are supposed to do the islands, not like officially, but from a quest level standpoint, like maybe, okay, Ardskellig is the place where you end up initially, so maybe those are in the mid to low teens, and then maybe, you know, what did we find in Unvik was maybe mid-teens to high teens, and maybe here will also be mid to high teens, and then some of the smaller islands that are more remote and only have one or two quests, maybe those are generally higher level quests. Let's see. So, one we just picked up is, I believe, in Witcher Contract. We have Missing Sun, we have Missing Miners, everyone's missing. Is it this one? It is this one. So it's 19, so it is high teens. And for that reason, maybe worth doing soon, before we get to the point where we're getting a penalty on this. Especially if it's on this island, which I assume it is, then we obviously want to do it while we're here. We were talking to Kevin to make it happen, so sure. Let's do it. Where'd you go, Kevin? Now will you speak to us? Last time you wanted nothing to do with us, even though we'd already read your note. It was the second time when it actually counted, apparently.
See you're not from round here. What's brought ye to Speakerog?
It's Speakerog. Okay, so we've heard the name. I just didn't remember what the actual name of this island was, but now putting two together. Okay, gotcha. So you're not from around here? Yeah, I mean, true, but we did also read your notice.
Heard you've got a job for a
What kind of a witcher?
Aye. My sister's near drilled a hole in me gut, pestering me. I hung a notice, hoping she'd let up. Truth be told, didn't really expect anyone to take an interest.
What's this about?
Me sister's betrothed. He's disappeared. Folks say he done a runner. Sis claims she saw a beast carry him off.
Okay. It does kind of sound like you're implying that you don't believe your sister.
Sensing you just don't believe your sister.
They had their ups, they had their downs. Neil's thoroughbred skirt chaser, and Brit's just not easy to be around. But family's sacred. You willing to look into this?
Yeah, but the reward's too small. You see, we'll do the whole monster hunting thing, but the whole relationship management stuff, that's you know, that's extra.
Finding Nils won't be easy. Reward you posted's not enough.
Bring him home, and I'll spare no coin.
Need to hear something specific. A sum.
Maybe a
First,
product?
You gotta tell me something specific. What happened to Niels?
Okay, but we don't actually need to do that now. I was gonna say, do we actually need to come back to you after we've gained more information? No, that's usually the opposite of what we do. If we gain more information first, then we aren't allowed to negotiate with you anymore. Yeah, I think we go 280, maybe even 285 here. Said it before, but once upon a time, it felt like we cracked the code.
Agreed.
I think that might have been the maximum amount we could have done. Okay, so let's take the job then.
I'll see what I can do. Want to talk to your sister first off.
Brit and Niels had their favorite spot, cliffs north of the village. Ever since he went missing, she's been wandering about there.
Thanks. I'll go see her.
Okay. Great. So that gets us started on that, and then can we not take this stuff here? Well, I mean, it's an empty bottle, so maybe that's why. We might have seen that before and opted not to take it, though. No, I just don't think we've been here. Might have seen Kevin, got a little bit turned off, and just decided, nah, we have better things to do than this. But I mean, more Dwarven Spirit. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't need that? There's something we all need in our lives. Something we all need in our lives. Then it is, I would say, probably something along the lines of what? Your... Where is it? Your... what? 300th bottle? 100, 200, 300, 400... 400th bottle of Dwarven Spirit? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we're exactly on 400 now. It's probably a little bit above that, but that's 5th essence, though, I think. Maybe we are exactly on 400, in which case, okay. You know what? Maybe reaching that arbitrary threshold is, in fact, significant. So, let us see. Do we want to try to continue down this path here and continue to go with the Witcher contract? Or do we want to start to chat it up a little bit with, I mean, I want to say main quest because it's the main thing that we are looking to do on this island, but it is still a side quest. Saris? Oh, this is a little house we can actually go in. I'm sort of surprised. Doesn't seem like I've been in here, but sure. It's a thing, no less. Oh, the person we're supposed to speak to, right, is actually outside of town, or at least we think they're going to be a little bit outside of town. I mean, it's not far. Maybe that's still reason enough when we haven't necessarily gone everywhere yet in town to stick around here for the moment.
See you bought paper or something.
See what else we can run into. Like those guards. We went in there. We've been in here. I don't think we have. Definitely haven't. Oh, there's a goat in your building. Is anyone in here? Is the goat the owner of this establishment? In which case, I'm sorry. Then your goat. I apologize. I did not realize. I meant you no harm. I only meant to steal all of your possessions. Besides your home. You can keep that. Okay.
Now here's a manly one.
These are, yes, also lootable, but also right out in the open, and they are out in the open, although I'm not really seeing any guards. Here, well, there's this guy. Is this guy guard? This guy's a guard. He could probably spot us. So maybe we refrain for the time being.
I know you're.
Especially this one right here. Don't do that. And as soon as we go inside, then we're in the clear. Are you okay? Whoever that is, that you? Didn't sound like you. Kind of like, I'm sorry. Here's me in here. And we've read all the books about places we've read a bazillion times. You? Butcher?
Just her who is burden, mother, and
Watch your strut. Watches over the land we are set.
Let's check that out. We've not checked this out. It does seem, though, as if all the houses and other buildings are, at least most of them, I should say, are smaller than what we saw in other locations. This looks safe. Is safe. He says, not with 100% confidence. What are you doing back here? Shaw to you too, man. Totally. Yeah, maybe don't go into the cage that the hunter uses. That might not end well. That's locked. Excuse you. That we are.
got a betrothed.
Here, that's also locked. And then here... not much. Oh, there's this. I didn't really need that, but sure. Where is the person that we are actually supposed to speak to for Ceres's quest, though? We were looking at that, yes, but then possession. Is it actually directly in the city, or... Oh, it's this building, which is actually further south. Okay, I don't think we've seen that one yet. But it looks like the biggest building, so I'm guessing that is the Jarl's location.
I'll be a priestess when I grow up. What do you
This
say?
is?
We go hunt the king.
This might be the back end of it. I don't think we've been here either. The barber, which I'm not really terribly interested in going to get a haircut, but sure. Okay. You just a boat right? You're just a boat right. Right.
God's damn it.
More hunters. This is seemingly what we're looking for. Any of you guys have special things to say to us? Oh, hold on.
Welcome to the home of Jarl Udalric of the Honourable Clan Brockfar.
Hello.
Greetings.
Kind of wanted to
see
read the
you.
quest before we went in here.
Jarl's still speaking to his seer, but they should finish soon.
One thing, watch where you step.
How come?
Jarl's not too fond of light. Makes it easy to trip.
Jarl is not too fond of light, you say. Yeah, that's a little weird. That's a little weird. Why don't we check this? Ask Udalric where Ceres is. I assume that's the Jarl. Concern filled Croc's voice. And something else. Pride? Jarl had pulled Geralt aside during King Bran's wake to confess his worries about his daughter, Ceres. He had sailed to Spikaroo, setting to cure Jarl Udalric's mysterious affliction. Oh, okay, so it is the Jarl who has some kind of affliction. A dangerous mission, though. One that would certainly be less so with the Witcher's help. Geralt eyed his old friend over carefully and made his decision. To help? Okay. So...
Adventure seeker.
he's kind of a crazy dude. Can you go in through here? You can. Oh, this actually... is it the same building? It is. Okay. We may not want to approach from this angle then. That might be a little odd. So it does have some additional loot, but... well, I suppose we can still loot this stuff for now, maybe. Just don't want to, like, speak to him and approach from this angle, otherwise we might mess with some things, but Silver Mug also can get broken down into silver, so that's not bad. Normal mugs, less so. Is that an actual baby, or is that like a baby doll? I think that's an actual baby. It's not moving, and also there's no one over here. It's probably not a great way to be reading said baby. But yeah, the guy we're looking to speak to is definitely in here. I mean, this could be a way in if the guards don't want to let us through. What are you doing? Just Looking out over the ocean. I mean, it is a nice view. I'll definitely give you that. Very nice view. What is that over there? Different island, it would seem. But which one? Is that Art Skellig? It's way out there. It looks like it, yeah.